Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn how to convert metric units. In fact, by the end of this video, you will be able to solve these examples that you can see in the first slide. Before to start solving examples, it's important to note some important point about different prefixes that you may see. Each prefix contains three parts: name, symbol, and factor, and you must memorize all of them. At the beginning, you may think to yourself that this is really difficult to memorize, but I'm telling you, if you repeat it for yourself several times, it's going to be kept automatically in your mind. Okay, let's look at this table with each other. The first prefix that we have here is deci, and the factor is 10 to the power of -1, centi, milli, micro, which is shown by mu. After that, we have nano, pico, tera, giga, mega, kilo, hecto, and deca. Be careful, because most of my students mix deca with deci. Deci is shown by D, but deca is shown by dA. This is 10 to the power of -1, and this is 10 to the power of +1. Okay, you may face three different types of questions. The first type of question that you may see is when you have a prefix unit, for example, kilometer, and you want to convert it to base unit. You want to remove the prefix. What should we do in this scenario? We must multiply by the prefix factor. Let's solve some example with each other for learning better. The first example that we have here is 25 milliliter is equal to how many liters? First of all, we want to convert the prefix unit, because we have milli here, to the base unit, liter. As you can see, we do not have any prefix here. So we must multiply by the prefix factor. What is the factor of milli? Let's look at this table. We are going to get help from this table, but you must memorize that. Milli is 10 to the power of -3. So 25 multiplied by 10 to the power of -3. And you can write it in the decimal form. We have two digits here, and this is 10 to the power of -3. So we need 1 0 after the decimal point. Let's solve the next example. 25 micrometer. Again, we have prefixed unit, and we want to convert it to the base unit. We must multiply micro 10 to the power of -3, -6. So 25 times 10 to the power of -6. And we can write it as decimal form. 25. We need 4 zeros. And then we need the point. 25 nanoliter. Again, prefix unit to base unit. We must multiply to the factor. Nano is 10 to the power of -9. So 25 times 10 to the power of -9. We have two digits and -9 here. So we need 7 zeros. 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally the dot. And this is liter. We have 25. DG, D is deci or deca? I told you deca is dA and deci is D. So it is deci. And the factor is 10 to the power of -1. So we must write 25 times 10 to the power of -1 gram. Or I can write it as 2.5. The second type of question. You have a base unit. It is totally reverse. You have a base unit and you want to convert it to prefix unit. As you can see, it's totally reverse. So in this case, we must divide by the prefix factor. It's really simple. Let's solve some example for learning better. We are going to get help from this table. 25 gram. Look, we have here base unit and we want to convert it to prefix unit, right? So what should I do? I must divide. By what? By the prefix factor. We have nano here. Nano, what is the number of nano? 10 to the power of -9. So 25 divided by 10 to the power of negative 9. Okay, what should I do in this case? I can write it as 25 over 10 to the power of negative 9. Okay, what should I do for this scenario? As you can see, we have 10 to the power of minus 9 in the denominator and 25 in the numerator. Okay, denominator can comes to the numerator, but the sign of power must change. So we are going to have 25 times 10 to the power of 9. Or I can write it as 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nanogram. It's really simple. Again, we have 12 meter here and we want to convert it to megameter. We have base unit and we want to convert it to prefix unit. What should I do? I must divide 12 divided by what? By the factor mega 10 to the power of 6. As I told you, this is the last one that I'm explaining completely. I can write it like a fraction and it can goes up, but the sign of power must change. And you can write it as 12 times 10 to the power of negative 6. Or you can write it in the decimal form. 4 zeros after the point and 12 megameter. 300 liter to hectoliter. Okay, we have a base unit and we want to convert it to a prefix unit. We must divide. Hecto is here, 10 to the power of 2, so 300 divided by 10 to the power of 2. And it's really simple. You do not need to do that. It's going to be 3 hectoliter. And next example, we have 20 meter and we want to convert it to deci or deca. Here we have deca because this is dA. So we must use this factor. Okay, we have base unit and we want to convert it to a prefix unit. We must divide. So 20 divided by, what was the factor of deca? It was 10 divided by 10 and it's going to be 2 decameter. The third type of question is a mixture of first type and second type. It means you have a prefix unit and you don't want to convert it to a base unit. You want to convert it to another prefix unit. So in this case, what should we do? First, we must convert it to a base unit. Then we must convert to the final prefix unit. Let's have an example with each other. Look, we have centimeter in the first side and kilometer in the second side. Both of them are prefix unit. So first, I must convert it to base unit. What is the base unit? Base unit is meter. So first I write 220 centimeter and I want to convert it to meter. I assume that I have this question. Okay, what should I do? I must multiply to the factor of centi. What was the factor of centi? 10 to the power of negative 2. So 220 times 10 to the power of negative 2. Now we have it. It's going to be 2.2 meter. Now we want to convert it to kilometer. Here we have a base unit and here we want to convert it to a prefix unit. We must divide by what? By the factor of kilo. So 2.2 divided by 10 to the power of 3. As I told you before, you know how to calculate that and I'm going to write final answer here. It's going to be 22, 2 zeros, and it's going to be final answer. Let's solve the next example with each other. As you can see, it is the third type of question because in the both side, this side and this side, we have prefix units. So what should I do? First, I must convert it to base unit. So 350 microgram is equal to gram. What should I do? I must multiply 350. What was the number of micro? Here, 10 to the power of negative 6. Then I assume that I have this question 350 times 10 to the power of negative 6 gram. I want to convert it to kilogram. What should I do? I have base unit and I want to convert it to prefix unit. So I must divide 350 times 10 to the power of negative 6 divide by what? By the unit of kilo, which is 10 to the power of 3. I told you how to calculate that and I'm not going to tell you again. The final answer will be 350 times 10 to the power of negative 9. And you can write it as decimal form if you want to. Okay, here we have 150 centiliter and we want to convert it to decaliter. What should I do? I told you both of them are prefix units. So first, I must convert this to base unit. So how should I do that? We have centi here and we must multiply. Multiply by what? By number of centi, which is 10 to the power of negative 2. Okay, what is the answer of this one? It's really simple. It's going to be 1.5 liter. And now I want to convert it to decaliter. What should I do? I have base unit, second type of question. Base unit, and I want to convert it to prefix unit. So I must divide 1.5 divided by 10. It's going to be 0.15. And this is the final answer. Let's solve more examples with each other. I have 3.5 kilometer and I want to convert it to centimeter. Both of them are prefix units, so it is the third type of question. I must first convert it to base unit. We have kilo here and base unit is meter. What should I do? I must remove this, eliminate this, which is the first type. I must multiply by what? By 10 to the power of 3. So 3.5 times 10 to the power of 3. It is going to be 3,500 meters. Now I want to convert it to centimeter. What should I do? I must divide. So 3,500 divided by 10 to the power of negative 2. I told you how to calculate that, and the final answer, I'm going to write it here, will be 35. 4 zeros. This is the final answer. Look at this one. We have both of the tricky ones here, deci and deca. What should I do? First, I must convert it to the base unit. How am I supposed to do that? By multiplying to the number of deci. So 125 times 10 to the power of negative 1. And I'm going to have the 12.5 meter. And I want to convert it to decameter. What should I do? I must divide by what? By number of deca, which is 10. And the answer will be 1.25 decameters. Here you can find more examples and I strongly suggest you to solve them at home. If you have any question or if you wanted to share your answer, please feel free and write them in the comments. I will try to answer them as soon as it was possible for me. Thank you for watching this video.